friends. I see you are taking a sneak peek at my favorite Dr. Seuss book, Are You My Mother? Do you want to know why it's my favorite book? Because it's about me, a little bird who goes on a journey to find her mother. One of my biggest fans is Mrs. Wheeler, a school-based counselor with Tri-County Youth Services Bureau. This is her favorite book, too. I first met Mrs. Wheeler when she introduced me to her daughter, who was inspired by my story. Mrs. Wheeler loves my story because she works with so many amazing children who can relate to the range of emotions I experienced on my journey. My story starts with my mother leaving the nest, and I am hatched while she is gone. I go on this journey to find my mother, and I am determined to find her. At first, I am really confident. I think that I can conquer the world, and I say, now I will go and find my mother. Then I get confused. I run into a kitten, and I say, kitten, are you my mother? And then I run into a hen, and I say, hen, are you my mother? And then, of course, the dog. The dog is my mother. And the dog says no. And so I go on and I run into a cow. And I say, cow, are you my mother? And the cow says, no, I am a cow. And so the kitten is not my mother. The hen is not my mother. And the dog is not my mother. And the cow is not my mother. And I think I even run into a boat. And I say, boat, boat, you must be my mother. And then an airplane comes. And I say, airplane, airplane, you must be my mother. And no. And then an old car, I go running by a car, and I say, oh car, are you my mother? And then I run into a snort. I say, snort, are you my mother? But they all say no. Not being able to find my mother, I am so confused. I am angry, and I am feeling rejected and hopeless. But remember the snort? The snort suddenly scoops me up, and I'm really, really afraid. But guess what? The snort picks me up and returns me to the nest to be with my mother. And I am relieved and thankful and happy that I am with my mother. Well, let's go back to Mrs. Wheeler. And if you know anything about her, you know she is all about her feelings. When she meets with you, the first thing she wants to know is, how are you feeling? She will say, on a scale from 1 to 10, how are you feeling today? And in this story, I experience a range of feelings. I go from 10 to 5 to 7 to 10. Whenever I reflect on my journey to find my mother, I always think of Mrs. Wheeler. She once shared with me that a little bird told her that all feelings are okay. And in the end, there is always a happy place if you just don't give up. Wonder who told her that? Well, when you read this book, Are You My Mother?, you just might find out. And happy days are ahead for all of us because we just won't give